Many people ask what the Women's Leadership Institute is, and it's important to know that WLI is business-led. We work with chambers and we work with businesses throughout the state of Utah. We're a 501c3, and we consider men as allies and advocates of women. And we have implemented and started the ElevateHER Challenge, which has been an incredible template for companies. The ElevateHER Challenge came about as a result of my visiting Massachusetts in the Boston area. That is one area that I felt like they were doing something at the time. Deval Patrick, who was then the governor of the state of Massachusetts, had a corporate challenge called Getting to More. And he was challenging the companies in the Boston area to elevate women. And it was, it had just started, so it wasn't really in the process very long, but it was an idea. And having been in market research before for so many years, I knew that we needed to have a product. We needed to have something that was measurable and something that was tangible for companies where they can say, oh, here's some best practices that we can follow. So it's not enough to say, yes, we're going to elevate women. I think you need some sort of a written goal that is well researched and data-based and with the ability to actually change the behavior, the cultural behaviors in companies. And so I kind of had some ideas on the plane flying home that, there were some nuggets in there that might work for us. But I felt like we needed the product. We needed a name for it. I did think of the name in a night, in the middle of the night. But the name ElevateHER Challenge came to me, and it seemed like the right name. There was a play on words, and it's easy to remember, and it seemed to match our mission. So one of the questions that we're often asked is, are we ready to take the ElevateHER Challenge? At first blush, you can say, hey, anybody is ready. Anybody can do it. But we have found that it really takes leadership and commitment from the top down and sideways for it to really be effective. There are some companies that will take the challenge and do other things like Parity Pledge or some of these other efforts, if you will, or they have a DEI group and they assign typically a woman to head that, and it kind of checks it off the list mentally. But in order to change culture, you really have to have a commitment from the top down. You need that leadership in every organization who understands the value of gender diversity. And I promise it will happen. It will happen if you have more women in leadership positions. You will see those benefits that we've talked about so many times. It was important to me to have the ElevateHER Challenge non-prescriptive, because I knew the reluctance on behalf of many business owners. It wasn't that they didn't want to advance women. That was not it. Everyone's life is so busy, and they really don't want to share a lot of information about their company that might be considered private. And that's been one of the beauties of the ElevateHER Challenge, is that companies have taken it as a template, and they have had open discussions with other people in their company, and they've had all of a sudden this new discussion with people that they've never talked with before on a different level. They're asking each other, where do we start on the ElevateHER Challenge? How do we do it in our own culture? How do we measure it internally? And that has opened up a discussion that has been frank and just extremely effective in changing cultures of so many companies. I'm really proud of that.